All right, let's take a look at the roads this morning. This is I-40 in MacArthur Drive near exit 152B. As you can see, it appears to be a stalled semi-truck on the side of the median there. As you can see, first responders are there trying to help that individual. As state officials have told us all week, if you don't have to get out on the road, please don't.
Well, good morning, everybody. If you haven't noticed, it's cold. It's cold outside. Let's get into it. Let's talk about what this winter storm is doing to roads in Arkansas, because conditions can change really fast. We're still under a winter storm warning, and that combination of snow, sleet, and ice is making travel tricky, especially right now as temperatures stay below freezing. Here's what you need to know if you're headed out. Bridges and overpasses will freeze first. Issues can come up on untreated side streets. Even if a road looks okay, it can still be slick. Black ice is a real concern. Major routes like I-40 and I-30 are being treated, but don't let that fool you. One slide can quickly turn into a backup. RDOT officials urging drivers to stay home if you can. If you do have to travel, slow way down, leaving extra space between cars and avoiding sudden braking.
We've been plowing since midnight here in central Arkansas, and then applying a rock salt, which sort of activates, works into the pavement, and gives us something to plow away. But by no means are road conditions going to be good or passable early this morning. I'm not encouraging people to get out at all unless you're a first responder, unless you're doctor or nurse. You've got to get into work. Please stay at home. Conditions are going to be difficult all weekend. All of this is followed by bitter cold. So please be careful, stay indoors, and stay safe and warm. Thank you.
Well, that was David Parker. You heard him. Before you go anywhere, check your road conditions on iDriveArkansas.com. It's one of the best ways to stay ahead of changing conditions. As a reminder, keep an emergency kit in your car with a blanket, water, snacks, and a charged phone. It can all make a big difference if you get stuck. The bottom line is the safest choice is to stay off the roads until the storm moves out and conditions improve. We'll continue to keep track of these storms and bring you the updates as they become available. In Little Rock on your side, I'm Daniela Dehogany.
All right, Daniela, thank you. Now we move to Seline County, where we find Kayla Christian this morning. Kayla, how are things looking in Seline County?
Well, Ryan, as of right now, you can actually see a car behind me trying to get down. There are actually quite a few people out here trying to get out and about, but don't be fooled by what you're seeing in the grass. It might seem like there's not a lot on the ground, but those roads are extremely, extremely slick. I spoke with Seline County officials, and they said you do not want to get out if you do not have to. I'm going to let you take a look again. These are hills behind me, and one thing about it is that people might be able to get down, but later on you're going to see that people might not be able to get back up. They say do not get on these roads if you do not have to. Of course, it's still coming down right now, so it's going to get more and more slick. But of course, if you do have to get out, make sure you pack your patience and pack your safety precautions. On your side, I'm Kayla Christian.
Okay. Yeah, we have some snow and sleet across the state. Look how large this area is. It's all the way from now eastern Tennessee back through Arkansas. There's a little bit of a lull, but there will be heavy snow coming later today and sleet. And I think today in Little Rock, our primary thing is going to be sleet. We're going to have the snow kind of transitioning to that. We've already seen that. And the snow that fell last night, there was a bunch of it. In fact, there was a report. We're getting several reports in here. And we've had 4 inches of snow in Morrilton, 6 inches of snow near Maumelle. And that was measured by a National Weather Service employee. And then sleet as you go just a little bit south. Hot Springs, just south of Little Rock, really. Freezing rain is going to be our issue in the southern part of the state. So it's going to continue through the day. Through the late afternoon, we could see a lull, but then tonight is round 2, and it's really going to pile up. I don't know where we're headed now, but it's, yeah, Ryan, we've got more to go, man.
There he is, the man in red, Channel 7 anchor, Chris made live for us in Kamak Village. Chris, how are things going?
Ryan, in red and very cold this morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to everyone at home. I hope you're there and staying warm, because home is the place to be right now. We woke up today to a full-on sleet storm. It's very deceiving when you look out your front window. It might not look like it's coming down, but believe me, it is in a big way. I'm actually covered here right now. Let me walk out. I don't know if you can hear the ice pellets hitting our jacket, but it is definitely a very active and sleety situation out here. We're coming to you live from Kamak Village, beautiful Baker Park. And I'll be honest with you, when I woke up, when I thought about this last night, this show, I was hoping that maybe we'd wake up to maybe a sunny morning, a beautiful, picturesque, snowscaped park, and it definitely is pretty. But it is really a mess out here and not something that you want to be getting out in. I can show you my handy thermometer that I picked up yesterday at Fuller & Sons Hardware. Shows temperature's a little under 10 degrees here. I know Barry said it was about 11. I'll trust his equipment over mine. But believe me, it is cold, it is sleeting. And, you know, if I learned one thing from living in the Northeast for a few years, it's to always have a ruler in a snowstorm. So I thought we'd take a second to measure the snow that we have here in Baker Park, and we're about 3 inches in now of snow and sleet here in Kamak Village. So once again, it is not something you want to get out in. If you can at all avoid that today. We're kind of waiting for that lull that Barry mentioned during the middle of the day or the afternoon. I think that'll give everybody a chance to regroup. But again, the big concern here is going to be this refreezing during the night, because when you go out here to the roads, this is Audubon Road here in Kamak Village. When you go out on the roads, it is coated in sleet and snow. You can do one more measurement right here. This seems to be a little sidewalk. Again, 3 inches of sleet and snow out here on the roads. The one thing you won't see on the roads this morning, and that you shouldn't see really, are any cars other than mine right here, because this is what the roads are looking like. We're going to try to make our way around the area. We're going to try to get up on Highway 10, see how the conditions are there, see if any plowing has been done, and we'll check back in with you later on in this broadcast. For now, in Kamak Village, on your side, I'm Chris May. Ryan, let's go back to you.
Welcome back to Saturday Daybreak. We know that thousands of people are waking up in the dark this morning here in Arkansas. Channel 7's Daniela DeHogany is in Little Rock after checking the numbers. Daniela, good morning.
Good morning. It is still cold out here. We are now tracking how the intense weather storm is affecting electrical services across the state, and the situation with power could be a real concern. Across the state, snow, sleet, freezing rain, and especially ice accumulation are threatening power lines and equipment. That ice, even just half an inch, can add tons of weight to tree limbs and lines, increasing the risk that they could break and cause outages. Governor Sanders declared a state of emergency for Arkansas ahead of the severe winter weather and has directed $250,000 to Arkansas Division of Emergency Management, helping coordinate state and local agencies' prep and response. She has also deployed the Arkansas National Guard troops to aid. Utility companies are actively preparing for monitoring conditions, and they have their crews staged and ready to respond if outages occur.
So far, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been in really good shape. We've got some outages in Seline County. Other than that, everything looks pretty clear. We're optimistic that the storm's going to be in South Arkansas. We are prepared throughout the state. We have crews staged throughout the state to respond to outages as quickly and safely as possible. The weather that's moving through today causes somewhat concern with regards to the freezing rain in central Arkansas, but like I said, we've got crews ready to go if an outage does occur. We'll continue to monitor the situation and respond as safely and efficiently as possible. I would urge people to stay away from any down power lines and to stay safe today. Other than that, that's what we've got so far.
Well, there have already been reports of statewide outages tied to the winter weather. To help with any potential outages, additional crew support is coming in, including workers from other states all ready to assist local utility crews in restoring power as quickly and safely as possible. And here's what you can do right now to be ready. Keep your phone charged and have flashlights or battery-powered lights handy. Check your utility outage map or phone line for the latest reports of restoration updates. If your power goes out, report it immediately to your provider so crews know where help is needed. And most importantly, stay warm and stay safe. If you lose power, avoid using outdoor generators indoors and keep a close eye on vulnerable neighbors and family members who may need extra help. And we'll continue to bring you the latest on the outages and power restoration efforts as this winter storm blows through Arkansas. On your side, I'm Daniela DeHockney.
From the weather team with the most experience, this is Chief Meteorologist Barry Brandt.
Well, this is all coming together about like we thought, unfortunately, but there's been a lot of heavy snow in Little Rock overnight. Yes, it was snow in Little Rock. It has made the transition to sleet. You heard Chris May talking about the sleet as I drove in this morning. It had piled up. West Little Rock, I'm going to estimate 5 inches of snow. There's higher totals, though, coming in. And you don't have to go very far south that it's primarily sleet. And sleet just doesn't pile up with the same amount of moisture like snow does. It really piled up. But I think we're going to have a lot of sleet. That's I-630 and Mississippi, and you can see people can travel along it. I followed a snowplow in coming eastbound on I-630 this morning, and they're moving the snow and the sleet out of the way. So if you're in that track, you can actually move along at a pretty good clip. Look at the expanse of this. The leading edge now has moved over into the Nashville area. They're going to have a very similar pattern to us with a lot of sleet. They could get freezing rain and snow as well mixing in. We're primarily sleet and snow here. You go just south of town, and I'm going to show you it's mainly sleet. There's ice all over the roadways. There are power outages southwest Arkansas. So I think already the freezing rain, that rain that falls as liquid but freezes on power lines and trees, I think that's already having an impact there. And I think you folks in south central Arkansas later today, and especially with round number 2 coming later tonight, you're going to have a problem. It's going to be all freezing rain, I'm afraid, there. We have heavy bands of precipitation moving through central Arkansas. It's mainly sleet right now. It's primarily going to be snow for you folks up into Heber Springs and on up. Morrilton, a 4-inch report of mainly snow, but some sleet also. 6 inches of mainly snow in Maumelle from a National Weather Service employee. And you go just to the southeast down along Dixon Road, 1.5 inches of sleet, hardly any snow. You don't have to go very far south for last night to have been all snow and all sleet. Remember, we said we're going to be right on the line here. And we're seeing sleet in southeast Arkansas, but there is some freezing rain as well, and there is more to come. Through the day, I think that sleet line lifts up to the north, so a lot of this will be sleet. Even though it shows sleet northern Arkansas, I think that is snow, and then that's the band. Late tonight and through 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're going to see just a lot more precipitation coming in. We stay in the teens today. We're at 11 right now. It feels like -6, and that's a look at downtown. 16 today for a high. It doesn't really move a whole lot. A northeast wind and a winter mix again later tonight. Here's your 7+ forecast, and I'm just going to show you there is light at the end of the tunnel, even by Sunday afternoon. Getting up at least a little bit above freezing midweek before another blast of cold air. Ryan, I don't think this is going to go away anytime soon. No 70s in sight.
Well, you know what's funny? It's just a little bit ago, I heard the bobcat that's over here at the MIMS headquarters. It was scraping the pavement over here, and I was like, oh, we're having thunder sleet. It's not true. They're over here trying to clean up they're trying to clear up the pavement over here for these vehicles. Not really going to help because we're still seeing this heavy sleet falling here in downtown Little Rock. It's been like this here the last 12 hours. I've been out here all night. For the overnight hours, there's about 80% snow, heavy at times. And now, as anticipated, it completely transitioned to sleet, and it's falling in buckets. You can look behind me. We're now kind of on the intersection of Cross Street and 7th Street here in front of the MIMS headquarters. It is a whiteout on the roads. There's a little bit of traction on the streets. We've been out on it this morning, but please don't get on the roads if you have to. Please be cautious. Dress in layers. It is very cold outside. Again, seen several cars out here so far this morning, but they've been first responders. So that's the good news. We haven't seen many just civilians out here traveling on this road. and hopefully we don't. Stay home, stay warm, enjoy the event afterwards, but it might be hard to enjoy the event because, like Barry just said, temperatures are going to be 16 degrees. It's going to stay cold as we go for the rest of this weekend. We're going to see this event continue on here for the next, I don't know, 24 hours or a little less than that. So this is a long duration event that has came in fruition. I hope you stay safe. We'll continue to track this event here in downtown Little Rock and else across central Arkansas. We'll have some more updates out here in a couple of minutes.
Welcome back to Saturday Daybreak. This morning we are continuing our coverage of the winter storm. We are back in Seline County where we find Kayla Christian this morning. Kayla, have things changed at all? Okay, it looks like we don't have Kayla. Chief Meteorologist Barry Brandt, I took notes while you were talking. You mentioned 6 inches in Maumelle and 4 inches in Morrilton.
Yeah, it really piled up last night, and we're going to take a quick look at this. It really piled up, though, last night, and we had primarily snow here in central Arkansas. You go just a little bit to the south, and it was primarily sleet. And sleet, with the same amount of moisture, only piles up a little. Snow piles up very much faster. It's just fluffier, and it really can pile up. So we've had 6 inches of snow. That's from a National Weather Service employee that is measured it in Maumelle, and as you said, 4 inches in Morrilton with another emergency management person there. All right, we'll take a look at temperatures right now. We are at 11 here, 16 at Pine Bluff. It's a little bit warmer in South Arkansas, and I say that as a relative term because, folks, it is just flat out cold there. We do have that winter storm warning in effect for the entire state. The reason the ice storm warning is in effect in southern Arkansas is the profile in the atmosphere is such that everything that falls, maybe not everything, but most of it that falls will be freezing rain in that part of the state. And I think round 2 tonight is really when you folks in south central Arkansas will see freezing rain, that liquid precipitation that then freezes on contact. All right, we're going to have much more coming up. I'm going to give you a time frame of when all this precipitation occurs. That's coming up on this special edition of Saturday Daybreak.
Welcome back. We are taking a live look at the iDrive Arkansas map. And so as you can see, we were seeing a lot of snow from Little Rock